Fuck you! Fuck you! Hey, this is Matt once again. We're back to another video. This is another paid request, this time from MegaPorkChopExpress. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both things are down below in the info box. Now, how's the best way to put it? He wanted me to talk about this game, Dead Space 2. Now, what I'll probably do is, I don't put this in like a corner of this video of me playing Dead Space 2, because let me take a few steps back. I played this game, got this game about 5 years ago. Very nice guy on here, Michael Escobar and his brother, sent me a PlayStation 3. One of the most generous gifts I ever got in my life. With that, was able to play Alien Isolation, Dead Space 2, which I really enjoy, the first Dead Space. I first heard about those games from my friend Michael Keane, the Choice Voice, aka Phantasm with 2 S's. Choice Voice is his movie channel, Phantasm is his video game channel. Same way, heard about it from him, saw his playthroughs, a lot of fun, especially the Titty Man. If you wonder what I mean by it,
the way this music sounds like I got a big fight.
I don't know what Providence protects you, Clark, but it ends here. I have 200 armed security personnel. Every entrance is covered. Even if you do get in, you won't get far.
Fuck the police. Fuck you, Teeterman. Titty man. Tit fuck.
Yeah, Titty Man, tit fuck. But really enjoyed his playthroughs, so wanted to play them myself. Like I said, really enjoy the first Dead Space. I know they're doing a remake for PlayStation 5, which I'm not getting a PS5 because I'm not paying $500, $600 for it. Sorry, just not. Love Dead Space, cool that Silent Hill 2 and all this stuff, but I can't afford a PS5. I'm sorry. I'm very stringent and strict with my money. But with that said, not only did I like Dead Space 2 I loved even more. And so like I said, that was 5 years ago. So about a month or two ago, I played this game again. I did record a playthrough, I have not uploaded it yet. Now granted, I probably will upload it somewhere at the end of November. Maybe the last week of November I'll upload it. So stay tuned for that, done in my bootleg style. But it's a bit rough around the edges because I'm a bit out of practice. Because again, I haven't played it in 5 years. Just time got by. Especially just time gets by. Everything went by. Pandemic. Everything went by. A lot of crazy stuff. And playing this again made me realize just how much I love this. And I love Dead Space, but Dead Space 2 is one of my top 5 favorite games. Playing it again. Let's put it this way. I love Alien, but I absolutely love Aliens. And Dead Space 2 is the Aliens of the franchise. And then Dead Space 3 is the Alien 3 of the franchise, as in completely screwed it up. Now, after I recorded it, I waited a bit, and then I decided to try the hardcore mode. Now, for those that don't know, hardcore mode is, the title tells you what it is, but what it does, you only get 3 saves. There are zero checkpoints. You get a lot less ammo. You get a lot less health. You could die a lot easier by less hits. Like I said, you only get 3 saves and there's no checkpoints. That means if you don't save at all and you get 2 hours in, if you die, you go all the way back to the beginning. All the way back. Now, in the playthrough, when I uploaded, I mentioned that I did beat it before 5 years ago on hardcore, and that I couldn't find the save. And then, stupid enough, I realized I had two profiles on the PS3. It was on that other one, the older profile. So I do have the save file. But I also have to admit, that was with a Kavit 5 years ago. I did beat it, but it was with a glitch, which you find on YouTube. That you did infinite power nodes. Power nodes are these things that amplify your weapons, your other items, and you get infinite money. And I used that because when you beat it, you get this foam finger, kind of a fun novelty. It's like the most powerful gun, just going and kind of like the Chicago typewriter in Resident Evil 4. But I mean, you know what? It always bothered me a bit that I didn't beat it legitimately. I mean, let me try it. And he wanted me to talk about that in a bit, but he also wanted me to talk about the game. So let's talk about the game first, Dead Space 2. It takes place a few years after the first game. In the first game, you play Isaac Clarke, an engineer who is with a team to repair the ship, the Ishimura. Now, on the ship is your girlfriend, and you're worried about her. And you're part of this repair crew. Part of the repair crew is your captain, Zach Hammond, played by the actor Peter Mensah. He was Sergeant Brosty in Jason X. The way he got stabbed. It's going to take a few more pokes to put this guy down. He just stabbed again. Yeah, that might do it. He's trying to fight Jason. They become a shooting star at the end of Jason X. He's also the guy in 300 that gets kicked and falls to the pit when Gerard Butler goes, "This is Sparta." That's Peter Mensah. So he's in the first Dead Space. But anyway, good claustrophobic like Alien, where you're in this one ship, and just love the gameplay, love the style, very fun. At the end of it, there's this artifact named the Marker that could give people dementia and make them go crazy, possibly more than likely to the point of ending themselves, or other crazy shit happens. And then they can also turn into these creatures, kind of like John Carpenter's The Thing, called necromorphs. And there's all different types of necromorphs. There's the stalkers, you gotta shoot their limbs off. Pretty much all of them you gotta shoot their limbs off. There's these little babies, which is crazy, fucked up idea. And these three tendrils come out of their back, you gotta shoot them. There's this thing called leapers, the name tells you what it is. They try to sting you with their tail and try to grab on top of you. There's this thing called guardians that stick to the wall and all these tendrils shoot out. And if you get too close, they'll one-shot you and take your head off. A lot of different types of bad guys. Well, at the end of the game, you defeat the big bad boss, you escape, you're the lone survivor, but your girlfriend, who you found out ended herself before you got there, you're still affected by the dementia of the Marker. Kind of ends on a downer note. But that's fixed in this, because this takes place a few years after, where you and your shuttle was found, and you're taken by the government to this space station. A massive space city known as the Sprawl. And you're put in this asylum, this psych ward, you're tested on. They use these memory suppressants so that you're not go over the top and die. Because the dementia of this artifact can't kill you. And then one day the shit hits the fan and you wake up with a straitjacket on. Someone's trying to get you out. They immediately get killed. And you start off trying to run away from bad guys in a straitjacket. And throughout it, you're on this space station that's a city. It's a city in space. And throughout it, you either gotta have false hope with this girl, but you find out she's a betrayal of epic proportions. She's a Jada Pink Slip. She's an Amber Turd. She part of this, I want to say Scientology, but it's Unitology. This religion that believes in the artifact because of they think it's a higher religious power and they'll all be one, and this is what they believe in. Then you have the government agents, and a shitload of creatures. Then you have this other fellow mental patient named Strauss, and maybe he can help defeat this marker, stop this madness. And then you meet a girl named Ellie, very strong, strong lady, despite what people say. They do exist before 5 years, they do exist. I know people say that's only been the last 3 years, but no. And I just love Dead Space 2 for a variety of reasons. They keep the weapons, which I love the weapons. I love the plasma cutter, which you could beat the whole game with the plasma cutter. It's not like a lot of games where you get an initial weapon and it's useless. No, this is very useful, especially when you power it up. Many people have beaten the game just with the plasma cutter. The line gun, I love the line gun. It sends this wide wave that they take out legs and arms very easily. When I play normal mode, I always use the line gun. It's like an essential weapon for me. The pulse rifle, I'll get to the pulse rifle in a bit. And the contact beam as well, because that helped me in hardcore mode. Never really used the Ripper, which is like a saw blade. You could chop things up. Never really used the javelin gun or the Seeker rifle. Seeker rifle is kind of like a sniper type of gun in a way. Never used the flamethrower. I just prefer those other weapons. But what I love about Dead Space 2, as much as I love the first one, why I love the second one more, it just created so much variety of environments. I love Dead Space 1's environment, like a haunted house in space, but it's not that it looked the same, but it's just you could not have as much variety, which makes sense. It's one ship. Here, because it's a city, you get a hospital, you get like an apartment complex, you get the mining, the cave systems, you get an elementary school. You actually get to go back into the Ishimura, which is nice because it's the same but different. I just love the variety of environments, and it just made it feel like more of an epic adventure. They keep the bad guys, but they add even more, because they even add these little kids that try to go after you. They have these little babies that are explosives, which leads to one of the most fucked up moments in the game when you have the elementary school, you're looking through a window, and there's a woman out of her mind. I guess that was her baby. Goes up to her, but it's a kamikaze bomb. Blows her up, makes the whole fucking window bloody. It's pretty, I mean, you talk about, babies and kids not getting fucked up. They get fucked up in these games. And then Dead Space 3, those tendril things became dogs instead of babies. I guess to be truthful, where they were at, why would there be babies there? Of course, you got the same question, why would there be pets there as well? But they were. But anyway, enough of that. I don't have Dead Space 3. I played it once, I didn't like it, I threw it away. So I can't play it even if people ask me to. I don't have the game. Like I said, I love the variety of environments. In the first game, you could bounce off, which I like the bouncing off of walls. I didn't mind that. Here, you get a little bit more Iron Man, where you could fly through space, which leads to some cool elements. You got to get some solar arrays and try to fix stuff in space. Let's say they add new villains. They have these things that are like raptors that could be really annoying. They add a voice to Isaac Clarke, actor played Gunnar Wright, which I guess he was involved with the first game, but they just didn't give the character a voice. But I guess he did maybe the face, because you see his face 1 or 2 times, and then I guess maybe the noises like when he gets hurt. I could be wrong, but I think he was involved with the first game. But here you actually get to hear his voice. Some people don't like that. I do. It gave him more of a character. I thought Gunnar Wright did a good job. I liked him in this live-action film I reviewed called Love from 2011. But that's like the one interest of the Dead Space remake, is that they have him in the game voicing the character, which is nice. But I said I like the variety of. They have the enemies, but they have even more variety of enemies. They have the more variety of bad guys, of environments. And it keeps you on your toes. Like, it feels more action, but it still has the horror aspect, like Aliens does. I know that it feels like a big, sprawling adventure. Like, this has been one crazy, fucked up day that you're going through. And a lot of, like, just interesting set pieces. Like, my favorite set pieces would be, like, the elementary school. And you kind of stop and go, man, this is fucked up. Like, there were a lot of little kids here, and they've all been turned from dementia and turned these creatures. You think about it for less than 5 seconds, it's pretty fucked up. I like going back to the Ishimura again, because you're reminded of the first game, so they're kind of the same, but because it was under repair and stuff, it looks different as well. So that was nice to see. One thing that was interesting is that you get some of these texts that you read, and when you're dealing with this computer named Auntie, there's a text of a guy complaining about loving his birds so much. Like, he loves his birds, and they don't want me to have my birds. I let them out, I dance with my birds, I want to go home. I wish all the tests were audio, though. I will say, at this point, just have all that be audio. I don't think you need you can afford all of them to have audio. Just have a person who works with you. I just would prefer listening to them than reading them. That's just me. And like I said, I love the game. I really don't have much issues with it. Now, the hardcore mode. Because like I said, I played it 5 years ago. I haven't played for a while. The playthrough you see is not the hardcore mode. Again, this is a playthrough I did like a month or two ago. That's why I'm rough around the edges. The hardcore mode, I wish I had recorded it now, but I didn't think I'd ever get through it. Because I'm like, you know what, I got some free time. Let me try this out. Let me see how far I get. And it took me about 2 or 3 nights. So I started it out, and this realization of you're going to have a lot of lack of ammo and health. So I'm going along, and the first boss, when you get your suit, you get out of your psych ward clothes, and you finally get the first engineering suit, and almost immediately you go into the first boss battle. That's an annoying boss, because I swear there are times you could easily miss your stasis. Just another thing I didn't mention for those who don't know Dead Space, you also get these items in the games. Kinesis, you could shoot stuff at people, like items or pieces of their body, or stasis where you could freeze them or slow them down for a little bit. Those two things are very essential in hardcore mode as well. So I know, like, the first boss, which in normal I could deal with, and hard is like, because it takes many more hits for them to do, and you don't have as much ammo. It's like I had to shoot him. You only did like 2 shots of stasis, then you had to run around and not get killed, because one good hit you could get one-shotted and dead. And because if you die you go all the way back to the beginning, you much more of this stress onto yourself. Because the beginning is like a long cutscene, you cannot skip the cutscene, and all this other stuff you have to get through, and these cutscenes you can't skip. Because if you die and you want to play again, you gotta watch all these cutscenes again. So I had to run around circle, try to get it, stasis it, shoot the arm off, go around circle. And early on it's hard because you don't have much armor, you don't have much money, you really don't have much ammo. So a lot of times you're either trying to stasis and throw shit at something, or you shoot it, then you take like one of their piece of bodies and shoot at the other creature to save on ammo. Just like, I think you get like 6 bullets for your plasma cutter, but then in the hardcore you get like 3 bullets at a time. Like pulse rifle, usually you get 25, but then hardcore you only get like 13 bullets at a time. And I swear, when I was playing, I was get like half the time it was like bullets I don't have. I don't have fucking ripper blades. I don't have fucking seeker shells. What the fuck you giving me this shit for? I don't even have the damn weapon. It was pissing me off more and more because they're giving me ammo with the shit I don't have, but the shit I do want, you're not giving me. So I was getting pissed off about that. But I would say patience is key. Finding the semiconductors are key. Use the power node rooms. There are people that say you should not use, because you can use a power node, which again is a thing you can find. And I know where a decent amount of them are at. Same with the semiconductors. Semiconductors you can sell at the store for money. Power nodes you can get, like, before you fight the first boss, there's like an area that's like lack of oxygen, and out in the distance, it says in Sparkland, if you use your kinesis, you grab a power node there before you beat the first boss. This is after you first did your engineering suit, but again, before the boss, like that area where again your air's running out, and there's a power node there that some people might miss. There's these rooms you can open up using a power node. I've heard and read some people say you should not use them because it's a waste of time and a waste of money, and your power nodes are 10,000 to buy. No, use them. Use the power node rooms. The only one that's useless that I saw was maybe the last one at the very end, only because I used it and then gave me another power node, so I just got back the thing I used, and it's like one thing of ammo. So I mean, at least I got back the power node, but it was like, wow, this room sucks. But every one of them was useful, because there would be one that had 2 power nodes, but then they have semiconductors, so you get your power node back, or they had a lot of ammo and health, or they have large med pack or medium med packs, which are great to have. Money that can help you buy not just your power node back, but work on your second one if you want to buy them, or your ammo that you need to buy. And patience. There'll be times where if I only have 2 shots of stasis and they're gone, I will wait the, 90 seconds or so until at least I get 1 shot. Sometimes I wait, I'm like, I'm going to do stuff over here or check my email until I get the second shot. Other stuff that helped, the pulse rifle and the contact beam. I have 3 weapons I used. I used the plasma cutter. I did not use the line gun. I used that normal, but I wanted the line gun, but I'm like, you know what? I need something really fast. The pulse rifle really, truly helped. Which is funny, because I didn't use that on my normal playthrough. But hardcore, I'm like, let me try this pulse rifle, because there's like the little kids and the babies and fast animals. You know, animals. There's fast creatures. The ammo, did you buy it rather cheap at the store? Like, you buy ammo pretty cheap. If you have like 100 bullets and use stasis, you don't get them. It seems like they do drop a lot of pulse rifle ammo if you have it. That and contact energy. So the pulse rifle really helped, especially in the school section. Like, there's a section with bleachers, and you gotta like hack into something and the bleachers pull back. The pulse rifle, you just mow all these creatures down. That helped a lot in that scene. In that stage. Another thing that helped was trying to get money to buy power nodes and to update your stasis. That helped a lot. Because the stasis, the power nodes, there's duration, so when you freeze them, they're there longer. Then there's the how many shots you get. so you get up to 4. That helped a lot. Because if you run in, you stasis something, you run past them, or like fuck you stasis them, they're there long enough you could kill them, not worry about them getting out of it too soon. That helped a lot. Finding the semiconductors, which are hidden sometimes, like, what was it? The set, well, actually it wasn't in hardcore mode. Okay, like in the cave system, this is like, I think before you meet Strauss and fight him. Kind of near there, there's like a hallway you go through. If you check behind you and look up, there's like a big, good semiconductor. There's this one death trap where, if you play the game, you know what I mean. You go into a room, and like right here to the left is glass that if you shoot, you'll be sucked down into space. And if you go right, there's like a power node. Memorization helps a lot too, where, okay, over here there's going to be this asshole, freeze him, and then there's going to be these motherfuckers that have the bombs they're carrying, which is like one of the worst enemies, because they will one-shot kill your ass. Usually, like, you freeze one, freeze the other, shoot one, and then the other you like shoot them and not the bomb. If you think you're quick enough, you can shoot the bomb and either it's close enough that it doesn't hit you and doesn't hit the glass, or if you want to shoot the glass and risk it and you're good dead shot to hit this all-arm thing to shut the door down so you don't get blasted into space. That's the way to do it. But in that area, there's like a little pit thing. I think if you look down, there's like a semiconductor in there. Like, finding that stuff helps because you get enough of that. You can buy power nodes to amplify your weapons. And like by the end, I amplified almost everything, which I was surprised by. Sorry about that. I'm trying to get some saliva in my mouth. I don't know too much information. So again, the first portion of the game was a bit sketchy because didn't have as much ammo. Tried to freeze, grab stuff, shoot at bad guys, try to use as little ammo as possible. Pulse rifle helped a bit. Power node rooms were worth a look. And then the 3 saves, I saved at level, there's 15 levels, 15 chapters. I saved at 6, 8, and 10. Which I know seems crazy, just 10. That means you got the rest of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I know. But honestly, that actually was easier than I thought it would be, and I'll get to why in a minute. So, finding stuff, being patient, using the stasis, using the pulse rifle, trying to remember like where bad guys are at. You go through again the hospital, the apartments, this unitology religious facility. There's this thing with a freezer. Again, going very slow, taking my time. You get betrayed because the girl you're going after, you find out she's with the bad guys. They want you for nefarious purposes. Then there's a bit where you like get crashed down and there's a big bad guy. The best bet for me to do is stasis the guy, turn, pull open this door, and then run like a motherfucker. It's best to stasis the bad guy so he doesn't catch up to you. You shoot, you're in space, you shoot the explosive barrels, you get thrown back into the apartments. I was around there where I saved. I actually thought I was going to keep going, but you know what? I'm like, man, I don't want to deal with the intro again and the straitjacket stuff again. I'll just save, and Actually, glad I did, because literally 5 minutes after, I died. And I died repeatedly, because it's when you get smashed through and you talk with this guy Strauss, and you're like in the apartments again, but there's all these fucking candles, it's darker. There's a section that is one of the most annoying sections in the game for me, where you go across this room, and there's like, what do you call the creature? The big ones that if you shoot their stomach, a lot of babies come out, so you have to be careful, shoot their arms and legs. And then when you get to the other end, there's like another one comes out, and then there's like these 6, I swear it's like 6 leaper assholes. And it's like, I want to kill them because there's a store there, but then I can't because I don't have enough fucking stasis, and they can easily overwhelm and kill you. I remember when I'm like, fuck, I'm glad I saved. And I kept getting killed there, and I just said, fuck it. What I did was, I rushed to the other end, I killed the one before he gave birth. There's another one coming, I kill him, and then this door is able to open. It's like this door is closed unless you kill those 2 things, then the door's open. So I said, fuck it, I'm just going to kill these 2 things, I'm going to go through the door, and I'll wait till the store till next time. Because that's when you have like these little pustules that shoot up, that are like mines. It's like their version of a, sort of these bad guys' version of a minefield. And then you get to elementary school. Because after that, it wasn't too bad. Like that was like other than the first boss, because you're so low on armor and ammo, and you don't want to die already. Again, this boss has no legs, so it's like harder for me to hit the fucking stasis. After that wasn't too bad until these leaper fucks. And then you get into elementary school, and that's not too bad as long as you're patient. The bleacher stuff, that's not too bad if you use your stasis. There's even a stasis bomb you can use, and you use your pulse rifle. There's this big guy. There are stasis bombs you can use, and just shoot at one arm, shoot at one arm, shoot at one arm, use stasis, shoot at one arm. Hopefully you have enough ammo. At least you get one arm off, and he's a lot slower, you can work on the other one. There's a big guy that comes down. And by this point you've met Ellie and other stuff that happens. So again, I had saved at chapter 6. There's that part of you that's like, I can push more, but again, a lot of times when you think that way, you don't die like 5 minutes later. The reason I saved that chapter 10 is from chapter 6 to chapter 10, which you're on the Ishimura, there's some of the worst pain in the asses in that section for me. I want to remember I go in order. One of the worst parts, hardest parts, is this elevator from hell. This elevator that you get in, and there's all these creatures that are trying to, and there's like nowhere to hide. That's the thing, there's no safe spot. You literally have to be quick and shoot them quick. And I think the best bet I had was, I thankfully had a decent amount of health. I had a decent amount of health, and I had a decent amount of pulse rifle. This is mainly like trying to find it, not worrying about the ammo, just worrying about getting through. Saying I'll probably get enough money to buy more ammo, Just shoot, shoot, shoot like a motherfucker. Turn, look, turn, shoot, motherfucker. Granted, the smartest decision would have been, in retrospect, to buy stasis charges, but I didn't think about that. Plus, I don't know if I had the... They could be pretty spendy, so... I wanted to save it for ammo or power nodes. That's like one of the hardest parts to the game for me. Then when I finally get there, I remember, like, man, all this health I had is fucking gone. I'm pissed off. Just with the... By the time I got to the bleachers and the kids, they, for some reason, they gave me a shitload of health. Which is, I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I'm getting a shitload of health here. That's fucking insane. Just, okay, I remember one of my deaths now. I got to, I think, past the school. No, that's not true. That's not true. It wasn't there yet. I'll get to when I died. I got really pissed off. The elevator from hell. That's where then you have the auntie, and then the text with the guy with his birds. Taking your time. There's an essential room to get. You know the section, for those who play the game, with Auntie, you gotta go in the vents, and you go left, you either go left or right, and you gotta put those little blocks, there's like 4 blocks, and the right one you do it, and the left one, like when you're facing Isaac and you go left, that one there's a secret room. When you put the blocks in wrong, it'll light up red. If you put them right, it'll light up green. Put them in where they light up purple. If you put them in where they light up purple, go back to the vents, and to the right, there's another thing that lights up. You press it, and the vent turns another time. If you go through there, you get a secret room where there is a ping statue that you sell for 10,000. There's like 2 power nodes. There's a large med pack. There's a shitload of stuff there. And money, that will be a godsend to you. That's, to me, essential. Get the ping. Get the ping room. Able to make it out of there alright. Go through the... what I call the Iron Man bit, which I remember when I played this 5 years ago, it scared the shit out of me, but when I played it again, it wasn't that bad, where you catapult and you shot out and you're flying through the debris. It actually wasn't that bad doing it on hardcore or normal. Then the normal playthrough you don't see at the end of the month. Hardcore, again, I wish I had filmed. Then that was... what, November 8th I beat hardcore, somewhere around there. And then you get to the room where Ellie's trying to open up the door and the air's running out. The easiest way to do that is be on the outside and run in a circle. You do that, you will not get hit, you will not deal with a bad guy. It's after you land, Iron Man style. And then again, it's in that big room, and Ellie's trying to open up the door. Just go on the outside perimeter, run straight in a circle, turn, run straight in a circle, turn, run, just keep doing that in a circle. As wide as you can, and then go right into the door when she opens it. You save a lot of ammo, health, and stress. It makes it that much easier. So that way, that room doesn't bother me at all. And then death occurred, and this pissed me off. As soon as I get there and I beat that, you go through a few other rooms, and then there's a room with a bench with all this big machinery going on. And because I'm trying to remember what happens to that room. Oh, there's a fucking necromorph there. There's two in the bat. There's a guy by the bench spitting at you. I'm trying to do it. They overwhelm me. I die. And I just lost hours of play. I think I was done that night. I'm like, fuck this. And didn't play the rest of that night. So then, a day or two later, played it again. Now, and I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to save at that spot. Because to have to go through, you know, the leapers from hell. The school's not bad, but, you know, time-wise. That elevator from hell, just to get past the elevator from hell, and the Iron Man bit, and all that, just to do through all that, and the whole all those rooms, and getting the pain, which is time-consuming, just to get through all that, I'll do a second save. At the very least, to get through that elevator from hell. So, save was at number 8. Before that machinery room. After I run in the circle and Ellie opens the door. And of course, I get through it just fine, because now I know where they're coming from. And I get through it just fine. I'm like, fuck. Of course, now I get through it just fine. And that's where you're going through the stuff where there's that glass death trap where the glass is on the left here, and if you shoot it, you get blown up and dead. And you go to the right, there's a power node. Like the stuff I mentioned before. That could be a very sketchy room. Stasis helps a lot. And if you don't want the thing to blow up, like if you stasis kill that guy, if you stasis the other guy and not blow it up, but at the same time when you shoot at him, your weapon could easily hit the glass. So be prepared that it might hit the glass and try to be as quick as possible. Pulse rifle could work on that. Did you just blast on it and eventually hit it? You go through this raptor hell, man. This fucking bit. Because you gotta do some stuff, fix some stuff, get on this ship with Ellie and Strauss, then you're stopped. Then this, one of the top 5 pain in the ass rooms is all these raptors, and there's these mines on the ground, and there's like there's like 2 or 3 assholes with the bombs, and that could be just really time consuming. When I had to do that a second time, which I'll get to, I left the mines on the right alone. I was on the left, because then I realized they ran around and got blown up by those mines, because they're idiots, and they're mostly on the right, so I stayed on the left, and a good chunk of them got killed because of that. But it's such a pain in the ass room. Like the elevator from hell and that room, like they did. So I'm going and going, and so I'm trying to remember all the details. It's like PTSD. Oh, one of the things I hate the most is when you have to, there's a blockade, and there's these things they have to throw explosive canisters at, like 3 or 4 of them, so Ellie and the little shuttle they're in can go by. Well, you have to put an elevator, go in an elevator, and you have to throw it again at this, and that same asshole, or the type of asshole from the very beginning of the game, the first boss, comes back, and it's hard for me to hit that thing with stasis. It truly is hard to do that. So as I keep doing it, I'm missing, I went, what the fuck, and I died. I'm like, fuck, man, I gotta go through this other bullshit again. Piss me off. So that, man, I just want to find another save so I could get past this fucking bit. So I had to do the whole raptor bullshit again, all the other shit again. I guess what I should have done is stay still and use the pulse rifle instead of the plasma cutter, because at least it'd be faster with more bullets. You know, should have done that, but that, or I should have had the damn contact beam at that point. But I didn't buy at that point because I was saving money for it. You know, to get power nodes and other stuff. So I was able to make it through that. The second time doing it. And then when on the Ishimura. By this point I got a damn contact beam. And let me tell you something. The contact beam was the only way I... Let me get to the contact beam. The contact beam was a lifesaver because if you get enough power nodes and you amp up the alternate fire, you put the alternate fire all the way up. I'm not sure the last is special or not, but all, like the power node schematic actually there's one that starts with the alternate fire. There's like 7 power nodes you need. If you get all of them, when you hit alternate fire, you do a ground and pound, and it's powerful, it's widespread, and it makes them in the stasis themselves. And let me tell you something. When you get that thing powered up, you're ready to kick some fucking ass. How about that? Exactly. That helped a lot. That was a lifesaver. That was absolutely needed. Absolutely needed for me. So, and just using it normal worked as well. At the beginning of Ishimura, where there's like these 2 big guys, freeze them, zap, zap, take them both down, go back to the beginning, take these bad guys out. And I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I'm in the middle of Ishimura. I know it's a pain in the ass. I'm going to save it because later parts could be very tough. And lo and behold, I saved it, thankfully, and 5 minutes later I died. I don't know what that is with me. But then I knew where this guy was at. I used the contact beam a lot. Freezing, zap, wait for my stasis to go up, freeze them, zap. That helped a lot. And then after that, like the rest of Ishimura wasn't too bad. I was actually surprised how easy I was getting through this compared to some of the other parts, like the elevator part. I was actually getting through that pretty easily. And the mines, the caves wasn't too bad. There's another elevator that worked out best because pretty much I stocked up on contact energy. Which, here's another thing that helps. You get multiple suits. One suit gives you a discount at the store. So you change into that suit. You buy your shit at a cheaper price. Then go into the other suit that has the better armor. It may take a bit of time, but it helps you. Put the one with the canister on the back. That gives you a discount. Buy the shit there. And then, like I said, with the change back to the advanced suit for the more armor. The drill scene was a bit irritating, I will say. It's one of those things where pretty much I stocked up on contact energy, did the ground and pound, because it wipes most of them out in one go, and it stasis them, so if they didn't get it, then at least they're frozen for a bit. The annoying thing is the little assholes on the side of the drill shooting at you, and, you know, trying my best to fucking shoot them. Find them and shoot them. They could be annoying as hell. The government sector wasn't that bad, because again, I just said fuck it, I'm going to stock up on contact energy, and when I can, do that ground and pound, ground and pound. If they try to get near me, do it, because at least they'll be hurt a bit and frozen. Come back, second one, bada boom. I will say this. In the government sector, you first get through Ellie, you make Ellie go, you go down, and all these bad guys come out, and you gotta hack this little thing, kill all the bad guys first and hack it. Do not go back to the store. That was my big mistake. I went back to the store to grab a few stuff. That was a big mistake, because when I come back, there was like 6 more of those annoying, the baby with the 3 tendrils on their back. There's like 6 of them. And it was like the tougher versions as well. And I lost a lot of shit from that. I'm like, I should never have gone back. So, they do penalize you if you go back to the store and come back to areas like, oh shit, there's more bad guys. They can't penalize you with that shit, which was annoying. But yeah, pretty much contact beam and pulse rifle was my friend. It got to the point that I sold the plasma cutter, because there's a lot of money, because it was powered up. And I sold the ammo, and I just used the pulse rifle and the contact beam. And there's a lot of big areas in the government sector, but again, it's just contact beam, contact beam, contact beam, pulse rifle, contact beam. Who out here want to kick some ass? And I shit you not, I know you don't think I'm making this up, but I swear on my mom, I swear to God, this is what happened. When I got to the end, and the regenerator, pretty much in that section, I just run. I know I'm getting hit, I got some health I'll use. I like ground and pound with the alternate fire, power, and stasis that it comes with it. Michael Keane, I don't know if he'll see this. I don't know if he ever used that. You need to use that if you ever play Dead Space 2 again. If you ever play Dead Space 2 again, trust me, get the ultimate fire all the way up. Shoot the ultimate fire. The alternate fire, trust me. Anyone out there, trust me, that will be a fucking lifesaver. And I just ran, someone got near me, did it, ran, someone got near me, did it. Because it didn't, even if it doesn't kill them, it freezes them. It seems like to freeze them longer than the stasis did at times. And just kept going and just ran to the finish. I wish there was a store right next to the ending, but you know, there's not. Like right next to it. I wish there was that. But like I said, no one's gonna believe me, but I'm fighting Nicole, the final boss. I'm using the contact beam. If these little assholes will get on you, I use that to block out of my way. Use the normal mode to shoot Nicole. Use it to shoot the fucking thing. I ran out of contact energy. And all I had was the pulse rifle. And then I ran out of health. And I shit you not, I had about this much, like 1 or 2 more hits. And I'm just praying to God with my pulse rifle. And I beat it. And I'm like, wait, there's one more Iron Man section. I don't want to die here. And I did. I went, oh my god. I literally did this. And I legitimately beat hardcore mode. And I think I'm proud of myself. I wish I recorded it because I didn't think I would fucking do it, honestly. I figured I would die. Especially, oh my god, I'm out of content energy. I'm out of health. I got this little bit left. Come on, pulse rifle! And I fucking did it. And I'm like... It's like a fucking movie. I mean, I wish I recorded it. Oh my god, I wish I did. Will you do it again? Fuck no. It was stressful enough to do it as it is, but... But I did get it. I did get it. And if I play again, I have to do new game and get that foam finger, which is the most powerful weapon. And it is a goofy weapon, because Isaac literally does bang, bang, pew, pew, pew. But it is the most powerful weapon. And part of me is like, I'd like to do a playthrough just using that weapon, but I don't know. Maybe one day. But man, it was the fact that I was able to do it without glitches and stuff. I felt very proud of myself. So, hooray for me. But with that said, I know it was a lengthy video. That's why I wanted to put like something visual of me. I did. And this is what you've seen over here is the normal, not the. It's not the hardcore mode. Again, I wish it was a hardcore mode in retrospect, but again, and this is me playing it like in a month or two ago. But yeah, around what, November 7th, November 8th, because the time is on the PS3, because the save cleared hardcore. Can't believe I did it. So I'm very, a bit proud of myself, being Titty Man, Tit Fuck, and his regime. But yeah, love Dead Space 2. A lot of fun to play it again. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.